Welcome to Cut the Sith Reading Club, episode 19. We are an unofficial Star Wars reading club, and tonight we will be talking about the 2016 Marvel comic, Doctor Aphra, written by Kieron Gillen. There's only three of us tonight, even though I gave everyone 3 weeks to read. The other three didn't read. So, Alex, Ryan, you two are the chosen few that hear the first announcement. This shit's ending after we do Thrawn Ascendancy in August. Boom, it's over.
Wow, it feels good to be part of the inner circle for once.
Rending it. Just getting the announcement out there. This started because we were locked down, we were quarantined, there was nothing on TV, the movie theaters were closed, the sporting events were in like these weird bubble cities in like Toronto and Miami. You couldn't do anything, you couldn't go anywhere. And the Colin was going insane. The Colin was going insane. The only thing I had that was keeping my mind from going insane was my Star Wars books. I was reading them when I was free. I was listening to the audiobooks during work. I was talking to Alex about them, and I was like, you know what? I should talk to more people about these. So I started the book club, the reading club, and I was like, this is going to be great. We'll do this. We'll do this till the end of time or till the end of COVID. And you know what? I'm vaccinated. More vaccines are starting to roll up. And I feel like once shit starts opening again, people aren't going to have as much free time to dedicate to the book club. I mean, I have season tickets to the Patriots. I have a half season package to the Celtics. I have a 10-game package to the Red Sox. I myself am just going to be way too busy going to like sporting events. So to try and keep people on a schedule of doing book club, I mean, look at this. We have 50% of our book club tonight. There was 3 weeks to read, and there's only 50% of us. Shit's starting to open up now. People are going to stop showing up. So I figure we have nothing scheduled after the second Thrawn book, Thrawn Ascendance into the Greater Good. We're going to be reading that in like July or August. I think the last day we finished was August 14th. That will be the last day of the Cut the Sith book club. So we got 6 more months to ride this shit up. And it'll be a long, beautiful journey. But that's not going to be under the Cut the Sith channel. I'm not ready to announce what my plans are for this channel at the moment. But the channel will live on. We will still do more things. We're going to fucking talk about the Bad Batch. We're going to talk about Book of Boba Fett. We're going to talk about all those other fucking shows they announced at that Disney investor thing, all 800,000 of them. Of course we are. The only thing that's going to happen is the book club may end. We may have some other things going. So stay tuned for that. So, Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, we're not totally ending. We're just changing. That's all.
Exactly. The reading club, the official reading club may end. But Cut the Sith itself will live on. I'm going to still be doing those comic book reviews. Ryan, how you doing?
I am well. Sorry, I keep forgetting this microphone has a mute button that I don't press intentionally.
Well, that's happened to others before in here.
You can leave yourself unmuted.
Yeah, you can see when they're talking though.
That's the true thing. That's why Ryan. It's gonna be easier tonight because only 3 of us. But I feel like Ryan doesn't get to talk much because we never can see if he's about to say something.
Well, that and everybody already covers basically whatever I say or was going to say.
Which is why, Ryan, have the floor. Tell us everything you want to tell us about Aphra.
Could you repeat that? You broke up a little bit on my end.
Alex, have Ryan tell us everything there is to tell us about Aphra.
Ryan, our dearest.
Yes.
Start the show.
All right. I guess this is my show now, and we're changing the name to something that's not what we have already. But anyway, Doctor Aphra, oh boy, what a ride. She is a fantastic character in Star Wars.
It really is.
If it wasn't for, I'm going to say if it wasn't for Leia, I'd say she'd be the top female character for me, or Ahsoka.
While coming
I'll say that was
the
fair.
day after International Women's Day. Shout out to all those fine lady Star Wars characters.
That's right.
Even those one-off Jedi who were killed during Order 66 on screen.
You want to what? We still love them and respect them.
Exactly.
I really need them to make. I know we have like a million Disney Plus shows coming out, but you know you can never have too many because Disney is gonna want us to be subscribed to Disney Plus and not cancel our subscription. So you know they're gonna want to have at least something new from Marvel and Star Wars coming out every single week to keep you subscribed every week. So a Doctor Aphra show that's basically just Space Indiana Jones.
I love it.
And I think we talked about this when we did what was the audiobook, the Doctor Aphra audiobook.
The only thing is, if we got a show for Doctor Aphra, it's got to include Triple C.
Of course.
Could you imagine just seeing him show up, especially in live action?
And everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's C-3PO," and then he's a murderous droid. That's not C-3PO. It's better.
He's so much better than
The
C-3PO.
voice actor they hired to do the audiobook, Emily Wu Zeller, she kind of looks like Doctor Aphra. So I'm like,
We talked about that before.
they had to have done that intentionally because they're like, you know what? They must have plans to bring her into something.
I really hope so.
I love
Okay.
Aphra.
I think she's cooler than Indiana Jones.
I mean, of course she is.
I was gonna say, I'm just gonna say it. I think she's so much fucking cooler. Like she's got everything. She's absolutely brilliant. She knows how to just switch just about every situation into her favor. And honestly, I love that. It's like, okay, fine, in the end she was kind of nice about some stuff, but I love when she's cold and ruthless. It really warms my heart.
She's
It
like the
really
only
does.
person in the galaxy Vader just can't seem to kill.
Yeah.
And, well, she kind of one-upped them.
hmm
She made him look like a fool. She made Hera look like a fool, and I was like,
She's-
I was like, we don't make Hera look like a fool around here.
She made a lot of them look like fools, including Luke and Leia and
Everyone
Han.
makes Luke look like a fool.
Let's just be real. Okay, that Screaming Citadel arc, absolutely loved it.
Did the two of you read the whole arc, by the way? Because it crossed over with the Star Wars book.
No, I didn't read the Star Wars section of it.
I didn't.
I didn't know that when I was like, yeah, let's just read the 40-issue Doctor Aphra run. That's fine. And then as I'm reading it, I get to it, it's like, part 3? I was like, part 3?
And that's what I mentioned to you earlier. I was like, when did they meet with Luke and Leia and Han? I'm like, this is weird.
So I Googled it. There was a standalone one-shot Screamin' Citadel comic that was like part 1. And then the Star Wars 2015 book, like I think issue 32 or something was part 2. Then Aphra was part 3, the Star Wars book was part 4, and then Aphra was part 5. So if you guys didn't read those, you missed 3/5 of that story arc.
No shit.
Well,
They made it known. But honestly, that whole story arc, I love Luke to death. I'm just gonna say it. Listen, Shelley has her faults. Luke didn't have to be a dick to her about it at the very end. Don't ever come back here again. Fuck you, dude. Don't speak to her like that. Rude.
Did you guys read the annuals at all?
I was thinking about it. I was looking at them. I was like, this isn't part of the 40 issues.
Yeah, I know on Marvel Unlimited for some reason they don't like include the annuals with the main book. They separate them, which is
Okay.
kind of annoying. I ended up pulling up a list on Wikipedia, which was I just looked up the Doctor Aphra 2016 comic on there, and it listed them all in order, including the annuals, and like broke them up by like volume. So I ended up doing that, but I was like, yeah, you had to like leave the 2016 Aphra comic and then look for the annual. But the annuals also weren't together. So there's 3 annuals. Annuals 1 and 2 were together in like one thing, and then the 3rd annual was by itself. So I had to go to 3 different things to read this on that app, and I was like, you gotta if the annual's a part of that run, they should be with that run. It shouldn't be separate on the app. So Marvel needs to look into that shit.
Need to file a complaint. This is BS. Well, I feel a little cheated now because I just did it with the Marvel Unlimited and just did it straight, 1 through 40.
I think it's annual 1 was the one I really liked. I gotta look that up. You guys can talk. I'm gonna look that one up.
So, all right, let's talk about the giant elephant in the room, Tampulsa, the most righteous man in the entire galaxy.
Right?
Loved him. Absolutely fucking loved him.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
And can we talk about the Jedi ghost fungus? And the fact that at the end of the day it was a fungus? So just kind of gross.
Oh yeah, it was annual 1 that I liked.
The Jedis like to keep these weird bioweapons, apparently.
Yeah, no shit.
You guys really should go back and read the annuals.
Well, I'm going to now because at
The
the
first annual is awesome. It's basically Black Chrysanthemum's backstory.
Oh, nice.
It shows how he becomes like a savage, like bounty hunter. It's basically Gladiator in Star Wars. You know what it is actually? It's Planet Hulk. And he's just beating the shit out of people. It's awesome.
That I can definitely get behind. Well, they kind of give a little hint to some of his backstory in this.
So, Alex, you had told me how much you loved this run multiple times as you were reading it.
Mhm.
However, when you first started reading it, you did not like it, and you kept complaining about the Ordu Aspectu.
Ooh, I'm raw. I'm so scary. I mean, listen, the idea of him, I liked. Like, just a super, well, even say it in the comic run, like, they're like orthodox Jedi. And, they only care about things living and all that type of stuff. And an asshole takes a complete and total 360. He's like, you want to know what? I'm going to fuse myself into tech, and I'm just going to fucking slaughter everybody because you all suck.
Being a technopath in the Star Wars universe must be pretty badass, though.
Wait, look at all the robots around. Ridiculous. But yeah, and Aphra's dad. All right. Like, toward the end, I was like, yeah, all right, he's not so awful of a guy. But listen, hot take, totally get why the wife left him. Totally get it.
I don't know. I mean,
At least tell the guy you're taking his daughter from.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't there some sort of like, space custody court we could have went to?
She was like, honey, are you still working on that Jedi thing? He's like, yeah, I'll be up in a second. She's like, you know what? Well, fuck it. He's not paying enough attention to us. Let's leave. It's like,
Really,
whoa.
Shelly.
The man's trying to and by the way, he was right. Everything he studied turned out to be true.
Listen, not untrue, but I loved Aphra's mom. I just thought she was an absolute G. And I have like 40 pages of notes, so.
I do think he should have died, though.
Her dad?
Yeah, I mean, we keep the entire run's talking about how bad all the bad luck Aphra has, and how nothing goes her way, and how she can't keep these relationships. But it's really not. Like, everyone she knows survives. They may hate her, but they're all fine in the end. They're just better off without her. So there's no real stakes. She complains too much about how like her life sucks. And it's like, yeah, but your life sucks because you're like an asshole to everyone, and you like take advantage of them and use them. I mean, you slept with your girlfriend just to get the secret from the rebel base.
Good plan, though. Can't say it wasn't.
And yeah, you helped in the end by like giving them a few weeks to set up their defenses, but it was like she didn't let her know that, so all she knows is that you used her, got a little fuck in, and then just like
kind of a running theme here.
Yeah, it's like damn Aphra.
I mean, she's just.
But you know what? She falls for it every time.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who's never been in love, that would never happen to me. It probably happens to Alex all the time. He's a lovesick puppy dog.
Thank you.
Hapless romantic.
So kind. But you want to know what? Aphra always ends up on top, though.
Can we talk about the droids for a second?
Of course we
and
do.
how they
And
deserve
just
their own
how-
buddy cop spinoff.
Exactly, and how they just deserve their own spinoff.
Trips and BT, just the coolest fucking droids in the entire galaxy.
Especially when they were telling, they basically told him to cut open the Wookiee's head to insert the parasite.
Hmm.
And he was like, oh, I've been waiting to do something like this.
I love how they essentially just got itchy trigger fingers at the auction, and they're like, "You want to know what? We're calling Vader. Fuck this. We're calling
Yep.
Vader."
I mean, only our master can tell us what to do, so we'll call our other master.
That was genius.
Which,
And
I
then
mean, that's on Aphra. You know you got these two murder bots. At least let them kill someone every once in a while.
That's all they wanted in
That
life.
entire arc where she was Trip's slave would not have happened if she just let him kill every once in a while.
The second she told him no murder is when he snapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, that's the exact pinpoint. Him and BT were just like, "Oh, okay."
Okay,
And
well, I'm
why-
going to call
why
Vader
would-
now.
Why would she take off like the restraining bolt and like free him completely? Like he's a murder bot, and you're gonna give him total complete freedom after he's been basically your robot slave, and you don't think something like this is gonna happen, where he's gonna try and kill you or make you his human slave?
I mean, he did that whole damn gang, and honestly, he gave off some Palpatine vibes a little bit with everything he was doing.
I actually wish they spent longer together, chained together with their bomb, because I like the dynamic of them too. Especially when he thought like BT was dead and he was ready to just like walk off into suicide. It was like, I have no purpose anymore. My best buddy's dead. she's like, we can't be more than 20 meters apart, and he's just like, no.
He's like, "No, save it." But no,
BT 's
honestly, that's
gone.
one of the most beautiful platonic love stories that's ever happened in Star Wars. Like, look at that.
They're like the antithesis of R2 and 3PO, and it's great.
And they're just so much cooler. Like, I
So much cooler.
I loved every time, especially in some of the artwork where Trips just pulls out all the needles from his fingers, and I'm just like, "Yes, get them, buddy, get them." And I did like the Walk Tambor connection and all that stuff. I
Mhm.
do really like those little throwbacks.
Nah, I loved when after they thought they got the bomb out of him, and she's like, he lied to us. The bomb's still in there. We need him alive. She walks in there and he's just over him. He's just fucking dead. He's like, oops. I was like, I love you, you little murder bot, you psychopath.
I think one of the best things that he did was, again, going back to the station, was calling Vader. And Vader
yeah.
just shows up, and he's like, all right, just kill everybody.
Because I love that little part. Because at first I thought Rar was controlling the exterior guns and everything too, and then you find out it's Trips and BT, and I'm like, ah, you two, get out of here! Come on, just causing mischief everywhere.
It's the good kind of mischief.
Oh, it's the most fun kind of mischief.
Look, all they wanted to do was kill people, and she said no.
It's like, that's exactly what they were designed to do.
I
That's
know.
the only thing they were designed to do.
He said it himself. It's not worth living if you can't kill people.
He's
Mhm.
right. I mean, I think about that every day.
Fair.
Every day after work, I kill about 3 people and hide them in my basement. If I couldn't do that, what the hell would I do? I wouldn't even get up for work in the morning if I couldn't kill.
What was the point?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
They're just
So, all right.
they're a way cooler unit than their like main movie counterparts. Like even Black Krrsantan's cooler than fucking Chewbacca.
Yeah. Yeah,
And he is pretty funny when he's ranting about his money.
Yep.
And also when they cut his skull open, and then he became like some sort of like mutant Wookiee hybrid berserker thing for like a couple of minutes.
Mhm.
So how does
It could have been the way he was drawn, but he looked kind of off on that panel. I thought he was like some sort of mutant at that point.
that like human and Trandoshan fuck?
Not very
Good
Not
question.
very well.
I'm assuming she's in charge.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I'm just
Clearly.
yeah. I was just well, even
Clearly.
aside from that, like I just feel like physically all around, like she's dumb. I feel like Trandoshans are probably stronger pound for pound than just a human.
Also, have you seen him?
It's a bit of a bitch.
Yeah, kind of.
I did like seeing because we have Skier, shout out to Ryan's picture
That's my
in the
boy.
High Republic as like the jet as a cool Jedi, and before he loses his arm, he's just like cool, calm, collected, all that shit. And now we got what was the name? Knock. Is
It's,
win loss and knock? I forget which one's which.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure in my notes I just have them down as the hunters.
And she's a Trandoshan who's like against killing, which is just wild.
She's a hunter. She's just there for the
Like,
chase.
who doesn't want to skin a baby Wookiee?
Fair question, in my opinion.
That's all I want to do.
This is getting brutal.
Yeah, it's getting brutal.
So Nock is the Trandoshan.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, Nock didn't want to skin the Wookiee and was all anti-killing, except when it came to Aphra. I was like, fuck that shit. This bitch crossed us one too many times.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as much as I love Aphra, and I hate admitting this, it's not hard to see why people want her dead.
No, it's 100% easy to see why people want her dead. I love Aphra.
I was gonna say I still root.
But
I root
Every
for her.
every bad thing that happened to her is her own fault.
Well, with Vader, it's kind of like he just wants to 100% kill everybody. There's no reason he wants to kill her, just because he just wants to kill her.
The reason was in the 2015 Vader book when she gets first introduced. And it was in the audio book we did when we did the Aphra audio book.
I was gonna say I thought that's where they talked about it.
She found out because she got the message from like Boba Fett about like Luke Skywalker.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I don't know if she I don't remember if she knows that Luke's his kid, but she knows he wants Luke for whatever reason, and like he doesn't want the Emperor to know, and she tries to like blackmail him to the Emperor because she thinks the Emperor will like kill him, so she doesn't have to be like in service to him anymore. And the Emperor is like proud that Vader is trying to like betray him. He's like, Vader, my boy, you're learning. So then that's why he wants to kill her, because she like sold him out to the Emperor. And that's when, like, because that in the audio book that we did, I forget when we did it was a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
He throws her onto the airlock, but she set that up so that
Yeah, she get picked
she
up.
would get like saved by BT and Trips. And that's like where the series were like legit picked up. She was having fucking nightmares about that airlock.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, her and that little sewer rat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I didn't like her. And she's like, she fucking left me here. I'm like, tough. What did you think was going to happen? You hooked up with Shelly. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
That's a side note. I love fucking Tolvin, though.
Yeah.
But can we also talk about how quickly she switched sides over to the Rebels?
Super fast.
And even after they gave her that promotion instead of putting her next to the wall for the firing squad. Who, mind you, she insulted every step of the walk to the wall.
I mean, they were very sloppy. If I was going to get killed by the firing squad, I at least want them to be, like, dressed properly.
Yeah, but that was a nice little caveat there that, she was saved because of that promotion. Because apparently investigative branches of the Empire had a 4 demerit system. And then she was talking about that guy.
Which is funny.
She was talking about the executioner's own demerits. He's like, wait, do I have 3?
Yep.
Bah, buddy.
Poor guy.
But I did also like at that little part they bring up that all the her promotion information was all held up because of the incident that happened on Scarif. I did like that little. I feel like there was a few good little callbacks in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aphra just seems to be like everywhere during the original trilogy movies, except for on camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you ever see that really horrible Patriots Day movie with Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, never watched that one.
So it's about the marathon bombings in Boston from 2013. And Mark Wahlberg's character, he plays a Boston cop. but his character's completely made up, not based on a real person at all. He's at like every major point of that weekend, and he's also like he'll also be there and he'll like see something and he'll like whisper it, and like one of like the actual cops that like found something is like, oh, look at like the inspiration from like Mark Wahlberg. He's basically Mephisto for like the marathon bombing, just for being serious. That's what reminded me of Aphra, because she's not in the movies because she wasn't created until like 2015.
Mhm.
She's not in any of the original trilogy movies, but she's like around all the characters and like all the different areas. Shoot. She even like told them that the rebel base was on Hoth. So like she's the one like giving all this information. She's basically Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg should play live action Doctor Aphra on a Disney Plus show.
Oh my god. I can hear him running in the background to the studio now.
That would be the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's going to take place in space Boston.
Him and Miggs Mayfield.
Space Boston. I like that idea.
So what was each of your guys' favorite arc or individual issue?
My individual issue was the first annual because it's Black Shit's backstory. You know what? My favorite arc would be the Screaming Citadel because you guys didn't read the whole thing.
Well, la-dee-da.
Actually,
You could have informed us, though.
I did on the Discord. I did post it in the Discord, but no one ever reads the Discord except for me.
So, well, yeah, we're kind of like,
I
kind of like work during the day, so I never pay attention.
Well, I think I said to her, I was like, oh, shit. It ties to this. I was like, you guys can skip this one if you want. We don't even have to talk about it. Well, because at that point, I knew that no one else was coming. And Alex was already on like issue like 26 before I started reading. So I really could have just texted you specifically, Ryan, but because you were the only person that I would have actually had to tell.
Oh. And what happened to that?
It died.
But yeah, my favorite part or issue is pretty much any scene with the droids. Again, they're just that good.
I like the my favorite arc though was the one where they were fucking chained together, because I just love that dynamic of the two of them.
I'd give runner up to the scene where she just clowns Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say the last issue was one of my absolute favorites.
She's got a big pair of kyber crystals to do that.
Let me tell you, the biggest, and to walk away from that whole situation. Just so jealous. She's just so goddamn cool.
Hold on 1 second. I'm posting something in the chat.
Oh.
It's the reading order for the Screaming Citadel, if you want to go back and read it. I don't even remember what happened in the Screaming Citadel, honestly.
Well, I did, speaking of Screaming Citadel, I did like the little, like, my brain worm is better than your brain worm scene. Because when Shelley infected Luke with a brain worm, too.
Also, it's pretty funny when Han's like, what do I do with a hive mind? He's like, I've never done this before.
And all I could think of when he said that is like, man, I could think of 10 million things to do right now with a hive mind.
Yeah,
First
flash
person.
mob.
Wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking simple.
Oh,
People
no.
clean my house.
Nice intricate dance.
The dance of Han's people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, another thing that sticks out for me is they couldn't resist the parsecs line.
No, they cannot.
They could not resist that.
Hey, you gotta get it in where you can. God forbid anybody forgets.
Seems like they get it in a little bit too often.
Was there an I have a bad feeling about this somewhere in here? Because I feel like there was.
I think Aphra said it at one point.
Right, okay. I was going to say, let's also get that out there.
They got to get all the tropes in.
Oh, they definitely do. They're doing like all the books now, too.
And it's not always like the characters you expect to say it.
No.
So who is everybody's non-favorite main character? So not Trips, not Aphra, others.
Who we hate the most?
Well, I mean, yeah, you could hit me with who you hate the most,
Well, you
too.
said non-favorite main character. You mean favorite not main
Yeah.
character?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused there. What is that what you mean?
Our favorite character is not one of the main characters. So who would you consider a main character? The three of them and the Wookiee?
I mean, because they kind of were the main characters.
It was just those four,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Because the other ones are all recurring.
Well, and her dad, I guess, kind of.
her dad was not a main character. Don't soil
I
the
mean,
main
their dad's only
characters.
in like what 4 chapters or something.
As
He's
a
an
dick.
integral part of the story.
He
I mean-
stole her doctorate.
I mean, she did come from his seed.
Barely.
All right, so who's your fave character that's not one of the main 4? Is that what you meant to ask, Alex?
Yes.
Okay. Ryan,
So-
you can go first.
so
it's
Magna-
the Trandoshan, isn't it?
Well, I was gonna say that or Magna, because I mean, it's kind of funny how she gets duped.
No, it's because you're a hopeless romantic.
Kind of maybe. No, not really.
A little bit.
But I do agree
The
that her
DuckTales theme song's in the
turn.
background.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
No. Don't you turn that off. Wait, can we get copyright strike for that? Maybe you should.
It's all right. It's ending anyway. Series finale.
Oh, is that tonight?
I don't know if it's tonight, but they kind of like threw it out of left field.
Yeah, I know, because they just like decided to cancel it for no reason because the rating.
Even after setting up Darkwing Duck. But okay.
Oh yeah, continue, Ryan.
But anyway, Magna, for the reason that I find it hilarious that she's still like, oh man, I love Aphra. Oh man, I hate her. Oh man, I love her again.
God.
I just find that funny.
I don't disagree.
Is that cruel? Maybe, but I find it funny.
I don't consider it cruel.
Is it a cop out if I say Darth Vader?
Yes.
Fine, I won't say Vader. It was, what was his name? Posa?
Okay, the Cornelius.
No,
Oh,
okay.
no.
Because he's a,
Senor Righteous.
yeah, and the way she has them all turn on him because she's like, wait, he's a vigilante and you're cops. And like, whoa. Cops hate vigilantes.
Took them a second, too.
But yeah, the man's just pure righteousness.
Him and his decraniated love.
Who's yours,
Uh,
Alejandro?
I really liked, where's her name? The head of the propaganda firm for the Imperials. Minister Vore. I don't know. There's just something about her where I was like, you're like the market basket brand emperor. I respect it on a much lower scale, but she tried. Can't say she didn't. I don't know, just the way she set everything up in some of those final arcs, and then all of a sudden she was like, I'm going to kill the Emperor. In my head, I was like, got a luck there, sweetheart. Let me know how that one turns out.
I know that it's not going to turn out well because that dude's still alive like 70 years from now.
I still think he's alive.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He'll show up again, some way, shape, or form.
My
Oh, I did
favorite
like-
character was Darth Vader.
That is kind of cheating, though.
Yeah, that's why
I'm
I went
just
with the
throwing
other
that out
guy.
there.
That's why I
That's
went
like
with the
me.
other guy.
I know, but that's like if I was gonna say, oh, Luke Skywalker, obviously.
He's only in one arc. Hell, he's only in 2 issues of the Aphra book. Because the other, 3 weren't even part of it.
I do like how the droids reprimanded her and was like, well, yeah, his entire family was kind of killed by the Empire.
Oh, boo-hoo. A lot of people's families were killed by the
Those
Empire.
droids are the realest people in the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trips even calls out Leia at one point in the Screaming Citadel arc, and he's like, we're not so different. You seem to use your friends in the same manner that I use my friends. So are they really friends to you, or are they just tools?
Dunked on her right there.
He really did. For a second, I was like, damn. All right. Yes, finally. Get her. Get her, brother. Big old high mighty Leia uses everybody.
Dunk.
Trying to look at what his personality thing was called. It's literally the 000 protocol personality matrix.
Mm. And to find out that, I mean, I was pretty crushed for 000 when he found out that he was essentially like just like
Mistake.
yeah.
Yeah, he thought he was an intentionally made like murder machine that they like came with this cool new system. It's like, no, you were just an accident, bro.
Can we also talk about the eldritch horror of the Imperial experiments in the what was it, the Tarkin Vault or something?
Yes, I was gonna bring up the clone trooper huts.
Oh yeah.
Those were great.
Oh yeah. It's like,
How about
Jesus Christ.
the brain in the jar trooper?
I need clone huts.
I mean, who doesn't?
I do want to know how many like species they experimented on clone, and then they were like, we're just gonna settle on humans.
What would possess them to be like, yeah, human, hot, this seems like a good idea?
Like nothing on that screen's good idea. Like you can't control that thing. That's why
They're
it's on
sitting
ice
there,
now.
they're basically expecting Jabba the Hutt's galactic family thing to be equal the Empire. So like, you know what? We'll get some huts of our own on the inside. We'll replace that loser Zero the Hutt with a clone of Zero.
Oh no. One of them was bad enough. We don't need a clone now with shitty protocols.
You wouldn't want an army of Zero the Hutts?
I would.
Killing the Martez family? No. Impressive.
Yeah, I can speak Huttese.
Impressive.
It's not that difficult. Just need to pretend you're a really large person.
I draw inspiration from somebody, but I will not say it on camera since we're recording. Ryan knows who I mean.
Galactus.
Yep. The universe.
The eater of worlds.
So.
Oh, I did love that Dr. Cornelius was just like, let's do some social experiments, shall we? We shall. I did like that whole Cornelius arc.
Oh, yeah.
And that, in hindsight now, you think the friend from, at one point, it was Dr. Cornelius pretending to be that, I forget his name, but on the prison planet.
Yep.
Pretending
use that like weird like shape-shifting thingy.
Yeah. And then at one point on that planet, it was Dr. Cornelius pretending to be that guy, pretending to be Dr. Cornelius. It was, for a second, I was like, hold on. I need a second. I had to go back and start rereading a little bit. No, I did like that whole part.
He reminded me a lot of Professor Pig from Batman.
That's a pretty apt comparison. I like it.
I liked how they were broadcasting everything, and everyone just fell in love with Aphra.
It's hard not to.
They fell in love with her as like this like the selfless folk hero, and it's like she's fucked over everybody in this comic book.
It's like, guys, you weren't with us the rest of these arcs, but this is a bad bitch.
There's a reason why most people want to shoot her on sight.
Minister was good, though. But you just can't beat Shelley.
Nope. It's my girl.
Honestly, I look at her now as the Stone Cold of the Star Wars universe.
With how popular she is, it's only a matter of time before she transitions into other media. Because so far, I'm pretty sure she's only been in the comics and the books.
Mhm.
Because they have the audiobook. The audiobook's an adaptation of the Vader comic from 2015, from her point of view. And then she has a story in a certain point of view. I don't know if she has it in both The New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I know she has one in Empire Strikes Back. But the thing about it, she hasn't been in any of the movies or any of the TV shows. But she's got to be one of the most popular characters that's been introduced since Disney bought Star Wars. So it's only a matter of time. And the voice actor that they got, like I said, looks like her. So it's like they're gonna pull her into something eventually. I would have to expect that. They're not just gonna leave her just to the comic books.
I wouldn't mind a name drop of her in the Bad Batch. Really something, some little blip or snippet about a rogue archaeologist going buck wild.
Stealing
Stealing
shit,
everything.
stealing the fucking Jedi artifacts after Order 66.
That'd be great. Well, listen, she's just trying to preserve them all.
Yep.
She can't help it if she
More
gets
money.
paid inordinate amounts of money for it. Blackmailing her professors, whatever.
My dad got a doctorate taken away. What a dick.
Thank you.
I forgot about that because it's like the first issue.
Maybe if he stopped wasting time with the stupid fucking Order Respect to, he would have had, more time to get to know his daughter. Not being an ass.
It's part of his mission, though. It's his life's work.
His life's work is a joke. His life work should have been his daughter.
I mean, she is half of him.
Then half of mom who gets shot up.
The Order Respected was all of him. All right, so we got anything else to say before we wrap this up?
Long live Shelley.
True that.
Give the droids a spin-off series, Disney. Do it.
Yep. Make it like TV MA.
I mean, yeah.
Love that so much. I mean, come on. We just had White Vision try to crush Wanda Maximoff's head. We can get a little bit of trips and BT killing people.
Have them and Dr. Mandible.
I mean, they have people getting impaled by lightsabers, and that's apparently fine.
Mm-hmm. You can do a lot of things if you just don't show the blood. That's why they get away with the lightsabers, because it like burns the veins. It cauterizes them.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fucking do whatever you want because there's no blood leaking.
Well, how about the times where they did the decapitation scene and the head just rolls away?
Mm-hmm.
The two shadows of Jango Fett's head.
And Count Dooku.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 2 weeks, which is let's say the 9th. We're recording on the 9th. It's going on
23rd.
YouTube on the 10th. So yeah, we'll be recording in 2 weeks on the 23rd. It will be on YouTube on the 24th. We're going to be talking about Into the Dark from the prologue up to the end of chapter 8, written by Alex's favorite author, Claudia Gray. So yeah, hit the notification bell, like, subscribe, comment on the video, follow the Twitter, follow the Instagram, join the Discord. All of that's going to be in the description. The book club's going to end in August, but the channel ain't ending. We're going to be bigger, better, stronger, faster. I was going to break into a song, but then I couldn't remember what else I was going to say. So yes, may the force be with you. And yeah, like Ryan said, the droids deserve their own spinoff.